Queen Bola.
No tagline with here.
And we are BlerdTalk with Bola and Whitney. How y'all doing this October season? I hope y'all enjoying yourselves, having fun. I know I've been having fun. What about you, Whitney?
I've been having fun too. It's just too bad that Bola G's such a scaredy cat. We could have done like a Halloween-y themed episode, but that is not gonna flow.
Yeah, it's not even the scare. It's more so I don't like the demonic. So y'all know where I be. I'm not a Halloween person. I'm not gonna lie. I don't mind even people dressing up. I don't like all the blood and killing and guts and all the scary, creepy. It just doesn't meet my soul. So I don't do it. But I don't mind like suspense. And I've seen some scary, gory stuff before. I mean, I watch Game of Thrones. So, but anyway, but I've been having just on the other side, my favorite part of this time is the actual fall season activities. So I don't care about Halloween.
One of those pumpkin spice good chicks.
I'm a pumpkin spice fall activity, apple picking, festival going kind of chick, and that's what I'm blerding out about.
Apple picking.
I did go apple picking at the market at Grelen, and it was
the market at what?
It's called the market at Grelen, and it's a place in Somerset, Virginia, and I've never heard of that apple.
I've never heard of that place.
Well, they're not just an apple orchard. They do have.
I mean, I've never heard of Somerset, Virginia.
Oh, it's like it's on its way to Charlottesville, but you're not going as far into Charlottesville. Okay. You know what I mean? It's still like an hour and like 20-something minutes because you got some windy roads. It's more in the hillside part before it gets to the mountains. And they don't only do apples; they do a bunch of stuff, but. They have like a cafe and like all the seating area, and it's really pretty place. But we went apple picking there because I wanted to experience it. The pictures are amazing, so they do a lot of other stuff there. But I went apple picking at the like right at the beginning of like I would say the last day of September. I went apple picking, and it was fantastic.
So is it just? You said they have other stuff. Is it just apples, or they have other?
They do peaches. They do blueberries. When the seasons come.
Oh, okay. But it's just apple season right now.
So the only thing that they have right now are apples, and they had some that were great, some that weren't great. But like,
what'd you get?
I got a lot of Golden Delicious and this apple called Gisborne, I think. Gisborne apples. I've never heard of them, but they were absolutely delicious. Like I wanted some Fuji apples because those were my favorite, but they weren't sweet and they weren't grown. So I was like, oh, the Fuji apples maybe need more time to mature, or these ones are just done for the day. But the Golden we were like eating them off the tree. It was fantastic. I loved it. It was good. And they had good food. They had like good cafe food. It was not bad, you know. They had homemade ice cream. We got like an ice cream flight. And they make their ice cream fresh. They had a cafe. They had like a shop. You can buy stuff. It was really nice and pretty area. I loved it.
Nice.
And it's a wedding venue too. So they have like a big tent. So you can have weddings there as well.
I know you probably got other stuff, but can I plus one your apple picking? Because I also went apple picking.
Oh, where'd you go? Carter Mountain?
Yes.
Yeah, that's where everyone goes. Yep.
It was on, what's that holiday that just passed? Columbus Day / Indigenous Peoples Day.
I'm just going to already say, I'm not even doing Columbus because he never discovered nothing. But yeah, Indigenous Peoples Day.
Yeah. We went then, so my parents got tickets and took the boys, and they asked me if I wanted to come, which I was like, yeah. And it was beautiful, and it was awesome. They had Fuji, Gala,
Fuji.
and then one more that we didn't end up picking because they said they were a little bit more on the tangy side. I ate one of the Gala apples like last week, and it was good. It's not like my favorite, but you're right. The Fuji
are the best.
Bomb.
Yeah.
But you're right. Like, well, at least on this orchard, like all the good stuff was at the top. So like my dad was picking up my nephew.
Yeah,
so they could
try and grab them. Yeah.
Right?
I remember because I went with friends. I went with Anu and Chad, and then one of my family friends. She had brought a friend and one of her work colleagues and a little cousin. I call her little cousin Zeta, but I've known her since she was a little kid. And we were like, I remember Anu was going in, and I was like, "Don't hurt yourself," because she was trying to get those good green apples to make a pie, which she still has not made. Because I've been asking her about that pie slice.
It has to be green, or does it have to be a specific type?
She said the green apples make, like the Granny Smith ones make really good pies. I don't know anything about, because I don't bake. I just eat pie. But, you know, I love a good pie. So she really wanted those Granny Smith ones, and she was going up in there, because I was like, I don't see any more good ones. She was like, I'm going in. And I was like, don't get lost. I said, don't go to Narnia. Because she had to go in there. And I was like, yeah, we were picking the ones from, like, we wanted the really fat ones, you know. So we had mostly got yellow apples, yellow or green apples, but there were different types that I didn't know about. So there was like the Gisborne ones. They were the sweetest ones, and the Golden Delicious. They were gold and delicious. I'm telling you. But some of the pink ladies or the gala ones, they were not good. We were trying them as we were there. We were like, nah, I'm back on the floor. There was so many different kinds that they had. And it wasn't a very big. It's not as big as Carter Mountain. Okay. But they had so many different types, and I thought it was cool. And you could drive up. You didn't have to walk all the way up the hill. You could just drive and park and then walk so close to the apples. I literally walked a few paces from the car and picked some apples. It was great.
Nice. We're going to we talked about making it like a tradition, like a yearly tradition, because I'm like, this is awesome.
I do like apple picking. Something about them, and the apples taste different. Like they're
really good.
They don't got that wax on them, you know?
Oh,
the store ones do. Yeah, you got to like put some hot water on those to get the wax off, or you just peel the skin. But yeah, you don't got to worry about all that, because I don't think they don't do that. So they just tasted good and fresh. And I mean, my bag, I didn't even get that many because I didn't know how much the poundage would be. And I was like, oh, I don't need too much. They literally within the week, like when I got home, everyone was eating all of them. Like I had some friends come over. My friend Tutu came over with her little 3 kids. She just took most of them home, and then my auntie demanded some because she couldn't come. So Auntie Kenny just took, like, I was like, okay, you can have these 5, and I have like only 2 left at home. Okay, but it was fine. I like that everybody ate some. Yeah, so it was nice.
Sweet.
Yeah, apple picking. I'm enjoying the fall festivities.
Yeah, snap, apple picking.
Yeah,
I heard about the folk. Have you ever been to the folk festival?
Oh yeah. I was there this weekend.
That's right. You did say that.
I was there.
Sorry, is that what's your next Blerd Out, or where you going?
I'm actually blerding about all the festivals because, like, I have been to several festivals for the past few weekends, and I was mad because the rain just messed up my other festival that I was gonna go to. On Saturday, we were going to go to the Chesterfield Berry Farm for their fall festivals because they have like all this. Actually, this is a great thing to take the kids to if like maybe on Friday evening instead, because I think it's going to rain this Saturday again. Yeah, so I have to reschedule with my church group. But I was taking the kids, the church group, and it was the pumpkin patch. And they have like corn mazes, like they have a corn cannon, a bouncy house.
Okay,
they have
so like
paintball.
Fall, not Halloween.
Yes. There was no Halloween. They used to have a haunted house, but they stopped doing that. So it's just particularly fall, pumpkin patch, hay rides, corn mazes. Like you can play in a corn, like all this dried corn hucks, all this stuff. There's so much stuff that I don't even know all the names to. So, but we couldn't go, so I was upset about that because I wanted to take them. But that was the Chesterfield Berry Farm Festival. But I went to the 2nd Street Festival. I went to the Folk Festival. 2nd Street Festival? Yes, I did on Sunday.
Oh, Sunday. Okay, I went Saturday.
Because Saturday I had something else going on, so we couldn't go Saturday. But Sunday, oh my God, me and Rosie had a good old time.
Nice.
We had a good time. We were dancing, did the electric slide in the streets. It was great. We got a fish basket from Croker Spot. I just didn't get a funnel cake, but I got my funnel cake at the folk festival this year. So. Girl, when I tell you that we walked so far, I had never walked that much in so long because we had to park at the CoStar. We basically walked across the river. There's a long bridge. I forget the name of it, but we walked around across this really, really, really long bridge. So it was a lot of walking just to get back to the car. But I had a good time. I got a henna tattoo. It's still there.
Okay, sorry. Which festival are we currently?
This is the Folk Festival.
Oh, okay.
I'm sorry. I moved on to the Folk Festival, but I went to that recently, and I was just enjoying it. I liked it. We met some people that were at the wedding, my family's wedding, because I went with Fumi and Matt. So I just liked going out and being among people, and seeing all the food. I didn't get my mac and cheese. That was the only thing that I was mad about. I hate when you get you've been in the line for like 10 minutes. You try to get your food. As soon as you're there, something happens. So their internet wasn't working, so I couldn't pay with my card. Then they were out of the mac and cheese that I wanted. I was even going to settle for the one I didn't want, but I couldn't pay for it because their card thing wasn't working.
Oh, man.
I was like, so it's just not meant in the cards for me to try mac and cheese here. But I had some chicken on a stick, and I had a taco, which wasn't that great.
So they were only taking cash?
They were only taking cash because their card thing wasn't working.
That's interesting, because when we were at Carter Mountain and got lunch up there, they had
lunch?
a couple. They had a couple food trucks.
Oh, okay. Because I was like, I never heard them have any food except for the donuts.
Yeah, they had a couple food trucks there. I guess because they knew it's like their busy time of season. It was like, it was a state a holiday.
Did it cost tickets? Did it cost money?
Yeah.
Okay.
I think it was like $20.
Yeah. See, that's why I went in September to go apple picking, because I knew that they were going to charge you to enter in all the weekends in October. But in September, it was still free.
Oh,
so
interesting. Okay.
Most of them do that. In September, it's free, but you just pay for your apples and food and whatever else. But I knew in October, most of them, that's when they make a lot more money, so they charge tickets.
But yeah, they actually did not accept cash.
I know.
Because my dad, my parents always carry cash. I never have any cash on me.
Me neither. I was like, what does cash look like? Because I don't carry it. It's the plastic all day or my phone. Let's wave some stuff.
Exactly.
I was mad. I was heated. And the mac and cheese sounded so good. And I was like, I want the mac. And I was mad because I should have stayed in that. That was like the first food cart that caught my eye of all the food that was there, and I should have stayed there first. But we were like, let's look at all the options first.
But that makes sense, though, to look at the options first.
It does. But I was mad because I really wanted that. But it was okay. I was happy. I got some chicken on a stick from the Asian place. It was really good. Hen on a branch, pigeon on a twig, whatever you want to call it. It was chicken satay, but I like to say chicken on a stick. And I had a taco, which wasn't as good as I was hoping it would be. It was all right. They have a weird taco. I like the hard, crunchy shells.
I actually like soft shells.
I know I like both, but I just wanted a crunchy one. But it was just not, the flavors weren't there for me. So I was like, this is okay. But the funnel cake made up for it. I had like a little bit of funnel cake. I was happy because it's fair season. You can't just go and like everywhere smells like, fried food and funnel cake and you don't get one. That was the thing me and Rosie were trying to get, but we came a little too late and we were enjoying ourselves and eating and looking, and then by the time everything was done, we were like, let's go get a funnel cake. Everybody was packing up. So we couldn't. That was at the Second Street Festival.
Oh, okay.
So I was like, when I went to the Folk Festival yesterday, I was like, no, today's Tuesday. But when I went to the Folk Festival on Sunday, I was like, I am getting a funnel cake.
It's been a long time since I've had a funnel cake.
I know. I didn't eat all of it, but I had some, and it was very satisfying. I just liked them. The smell of, it was nice. They had some good food.
I guess I could have gotten one when I was on vacation in Orlando, but I got this, they had this peach ice cream.
Oh, yeah.
Oh, my God. Girl, it was so good.
That sounds good. Like I said, they had the ice cream flight we had was really nice.
What flavors were they?
They had the one that we really liked was the mint cranberry. They had mint and cranberry, and it tasted like there was white chocolate in it, but it wasn't. But it was mint cranberry, and it was very good. That was my favorite one. They had pumpkin pie, and they had this vanilla one that had honey in it. You could tell. They had honey in it. The problem is one of them was supposed to be peach, but I'm pretty sure they gave us 2 scoops of vanilla because I was like, these 2 taste the same, and I don't taste no peach. Like me, Anu, and Chad, and he tried, and we were like, where's the peach? I was like, these 2 ice creams taste the same, and they're supposed to be 6 different flavors. Then they had like a chocolate mocha, then they had like I said, pumpkin pie, and then like a coffee one. So it was just all the fall loveliness. The ice creams were all good, but we were just like, this doesn't taste like peach. So I was just like, you gave us 2 scoops of vanilla. Why y'all playing us like that? But it was really good. But that cranberry mint, I would go back just for that ice cream. It was good.
Okay, cool.
The pumpkin pie one was okay. I've had better pumpkin pie ice cream. But the pumpkin pie one was good. But the festivals, I've just been enjoying them, seeing all the art. The Second Street Festival had such beautiful art.
Ooh, I saw some of the stuff on Saturday when I was passing by.
Right?
Yeah.
And it was just amazing. And seeing all the jewelry that people were making. I bought some jewelry at the Second Street Festival. I spent like some money on some earrings. I was trying to like haggle. I'm not gonna lie, I was really trying to haggle with this one lady for these statement pieces that were from Africa. You know, I love African jewelry. And I was like, oh my God, if you could just take this down from 75. And she was just like, I can do this one for 60, but that's it. And I was like, I'm not trying to spend that much money right here. So I just bought some earrings and spending just money on earrings. And the earrings were really nice. I think she made them. The other pieces, the statement jewelry she got from Africa, but she made the earrings and they were really beautiful. So I enjoyed that part and being among people and dancing outside with everybody.
Yeah.
You know, it was nice. That's what I like about festivals. The people watching. The live music.
Join in on the line dancing.
I know I will soon. And I found some people there that were from the line dancing. They were like, you need to come. And I was like, I will. I promise. I will definitely come one day. Just keep me posted.
Okay.
Yeah.
I mean, well, it's the same time.
I know. They were telling me that it moved because of the holiday, but
oh yeah, just for that one day because the community center was closed.
But the festival, I'm just blerding out real hard on the festival. I love fall in Virginia. Nice. There's always things to do. I'm gonna try and go to the pumpkin patch, like probably on the 28th if I can swing it in if it doesn't rain. Okay. But if I can take all the kids back and redo the whole thing, that'll be nice. But there's also the Pumpkin Festival happening in Scott's Addition this weekend. But this weekend's busy because we got stuff and festivities, you know. So I've got 2 events to attend on Saturday. So I'm like, okay, go here for a bit, go there for a bit. But the Pumpkin Festival is going on in Scott's Addition. So that's happening. And the only other thing I'm blurting out about is I did ceramic. I did wheel throwing. Wheel throwing. I did. I got, I did it for a birthday gift for a friend. I know. So don't be mad at me. It's not like this is an easy thing to get. One, I've been trying to get into this class since June and it is October. And they were not even booked. Like it was on a random like fluke that I saw this last month that I always go back periodically and check because they run out of classes because the place has only 7 spots per class and they don't have that many teachers that teach it. So it's like a try it on a, like, just try it. Like you don't have to pay like $300 for a series of courses. You just pay $50 for one session just to try it. And I always look back so I can see it and I let you guys know, but there's never any spots. Every time it's always sold out. And so
Bola out here cheating.
I wasn't cheating. I had gotten it for me and Chadney as a birthday gift to her.
Bola, I was like, I will go and do an art activity with you. And she went and cheated.
I know I did, but they only had 2 spots left. And I told Chad I would do it for a birthday as a early birthday present. So I bought us both the only 2 spots that they had. Like for some reason, like this one teacher decided that she was gonna like do some sessions, so she wasn't even on the list. It just popped up, and I was like, oh, "There's open spots, what?" And so I asked Chad if she would like to do this activity, and she said yes. And I was like, "Early birthday present, bam, let's go!" And I'm telling you, it was awesome. I really liked it. It is not as easy as you think. Like. It's difficult. I mean, I tried to make 2 things and I thought I had everything down from what she told us the first time. Girl, no, I messed up my thing so bad. Y'all can check my stories out. But I put it on there and but it was so fun. I had my ghost moment. All I needed was a Patrick Swayze-esque guy behind me. My darling. Exactly. Everyone knows. And I told the teacher too. I was like, I'm doing this because of Ghost. I watched the movie when I was a kid and I was like, forget the palpable, love that was going on between them. I was just like, what are they playing with? It looks cool. That's all I wanted. I wanted to mold it. I love the wet clay in my hand. It's a lot, but it was so much fun. I didn't have my nails on because you really can't do it with nails. I enjoyed it, but it's difficult. I really want to go back and just try and learn, but it is not as easy as it definitely takes some skill, sleight of hand. You have to have steady hand, good posture. It's harder than you think, but it was nice to try it. We went to a place called Hand and Throne Ceramic Studios, and this was the north side. So it's not even a place I'm familiar with. I'm not familiar with that side of Richmond.
I've never heard of it.
Yeah, it's all the way in North Richmond. So we had to go, and there was hardly any parking. We had to find street parking. We were super late because I didn't know how far it was. But it was super fun, and I definitely recommend people, just try it. It's really nice. I want to try find an opening spot. I got so many hits on my Instagram, on just social media from people seeing it, and they're like, "Where did you do this? Where did you do this?" And I was like, "Y'all, I'm not gonna lie to you. It's very hard to get into one of these classes. Like, I've been looking since June, and I only got in October. So, and that was like a fluke because some stuff opened up. I've been checking since I went, and it's still completely sold out. So just keep looking, y'all, and it's at hand and thrown. I'll put some stuff in the show notes for you guys, but Sweet. For y'all Richmonders. But go try it wherever your local place is. It was only $50 for the Get Started class. But
nice.
They had a bunch of other classes. But what else? What are you blerding out about, Whitney?
So I already +1 on your blerd out of apple picking.
Yeah, girls, fun.
I guess my other blerd out is going to be Frozen. Because that was just at the Altria Theater. And it's the first one of the season for this season, and it was great. The
commercials are everywhere.
Yeah,
I was recently at the Altria to go see Trevor Noah. I went by myself to see Trevor Noah like that Saturday. Yeah, that's why I didn't go to the festival. I had Trevor Noah tickets on Saturday, so I just decided instead of staying downtown all day, I would go on Sunday.
Okay.
Yeah, that's why. Yeah, but I went to see Trevor Noah there. But yeah, the Frozen, it's like all over the news, all over TV all the time.
Yeah.
So how was it?
It was great.
Did it live up to the movie?
It was different, but it was really, it was awesome. I loved it.
Cool.
I loved it. It wasn't as full, audience-wise as I expected, but there were a lot of little people there.
That's why I was like, are you ready for little kids? Because that's what I think is going to be there.
As long as, okay. They didn't talk too much. There was like a little girl sitting behind me and my mom. And there was commentary throughout, but it didn't get to the point where it was annoying. It was just kind of cute because she was like, well, what did the bad guys do that? Where did else these like little things that was just, it made me smile rather than just be annoyed at it.
Did your nephews go or no?
No, it was just me and my mom because my mom has the subscription. It's the same 2 seats for each show. But yeah, it was awesome. I just love theater magic. Like seeing how they're going to creatively accomplish this thing in front of your eyes rather than have, like in a movie, it's going to be a special effects or something.
Right.
I just love that about like theaters.
The practical effects.
Yeah.
I know I haven't seen a play in a very long time, so I'm not sure. The last thing I saw was, like, I didn't see it in person, but the last, like, theatrical thing I did see was Hamilton, but it was the video version. So I see what you mean about the practical magic, but I like that spinning
Oh, my God,
on the
I love
floor.
that.
Like,
that's my favorite
really cool.
thing in there.
So you're right. Like, all the genius of it. The show I really want to see, like, is the Harry Potter and the Cursed Child. Even though I don't care for the story, I just want to see it because I heard that the production part of it had so many cool tricks and practical effects that I was like, I would love to see that.
Yeah.
I wish it came to the Altria.
Speaking of, like the rock people that like were supposed to help.
How did that happen?
That was interesting. Speaking of Ghost, the movie, you remember those creepy things that was like those or what they were looking like in the back of the window? And I was like, this is an interesting choice for this particular play because I'm looking at these and I'm like, I wouldn't want to see that behind my outside of my window.
The rock things were not scary.
They weren't, but these things look creepy. I was like, what in the world?
I wish you had a picture so I could see what it looked like.
But I was like, this is a very interesting decision for this. I mean, it's for any age, but considering that a lot of kids are like this, I was like, this is an interesting direction that you went.
Wow. And I would have thought they would have gone a little more like, costumey. Like, I wouldn't think that it would look like that. Those things, because they didn't look like that.
The part where they're like, dancing. What is it, Heruga?
Oh, I don't know.
And they had like little, almost like the Adam and Eve, like little bush
the leaves. I remember the leaves. Oh, man.
And I'm just like, okay. Of course, this is probably going over kids' faces, but I'm kind of like, eyebrow raise.
Wow.
But it was great. It was awesome. Singing was awesome. Production value. I loved Olaf. Like, they had a puppeteer. So the guy was singing. I was just really impressed because he was singing and voicing Olaf, but he was also puppeteering.
That's cool.
It was.
That's hard to do, yo.
Right?
That's hard to do.
It was just, I loved it. I loved it.
I'm glad you enjoyed it. The last thing I would say that I blurted out about, I really wanted to mention this was I watched the movie Chevalier on
Is that a composer?
Chevalier was a composer, but he was like the first. He was a mulatto. So he was half black, half French. And his mom was a slave, of course. His dad was a Frenchman, but he was like a brilliant composer and like. But of course, the times that he was right there around the French Revolution, right before. He was really popular. He was friends with Marie Antoinette.
Oh, I was about to say, is that off with their head tabs?
Yeah,
okay.
Let them eat cake type thing. So he was during that time, and she was the one that dubbed him Chevalier because he was so excellent. Not only was he a great violinist and composer, but he was a fencer and fighter. He had so many accomplishments and things that watching the film like made me go research on his life. And I really enjoyed the film. I really liked it. And it made me go back because I also went to the candlelight concerts. Adele. Me and Anu went to see the candlelight concerts. I've been posting about it in our group chat about different things, and the candlelight concert. Me and her had gone, and it's not the concerto, the
orchestra, symphony,
quartet. Thank you. It was a quartet that they, played Adele's music.
Oh, it wasn't her. It was
no,
okay.
Of course not.
Okay.
Adele, that girl has a residency in Las Vegas right now. And that would be expensive to see her.
You know what? I might have heard that. Okay.
Oh yeah. She's got a residency in Vegas right now, so she won't go anywhere else. She don't tour really. You got to come to her. Such a diva, but I love her. But I love her music, and so listening to the quartet, really. It was really nice, and it was in a location again that I've never been in Richmond. It was right on Franklin Street, and I was like, "How come I've never heard of Bowling Haxel Hall?" It's a beautiful little area. It's also a wedding venue, and it looks like an old Victorian house and stuff. It's really interesting, but I love finding out all these things. But the movie Chevalier is on Hulu, and it was so good. I really enjoyed it. I liked it so much, and so learning about his life and how he struggled and. Black people, we persevere through all the stuff. Like, he should have been chosen to direct the French opera in Paris, but because of his skin, because of his whatever they call it, cast, whatever, they would not let him. Some haters were like, we cannot allow ourselves to be listened to have to listen to and take orders from a mulatto. I was like, you beep 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 beeps. And that's what happened in the movie. Like some chicks, some actors, they were actually not even on his station, but because of his color, his station was reduced. They could oppress him because of his color, but he was way better than them, way more accomplished than them. But because they made a big fuss about his skin, he was not allowed to take over and be the director of the opera, which would have been a prestigious thing for him. And his music was lost because of it. But he joined the abolitionist movement because of it. Like that thing, like pushed him over the edge. And how he had fallen in love with someone who was married, and they had a child, and that person, her husband, killed their child, and it was very traumatic, and so it was very good to find out about his life. But the movie was really, really nice, and I enjoyed it, and I liked it. And so if you're about the Black Power movies, check out Chevalier on Hulu, y'all.
Okay.
All right. And got anything else, Whitney?
No. Let's roll right into the main
event.
Oh crap. I don't think we mentioned it at the beginning.
Exactly. Okay, so my bad, y'all. So this episode we are reviewing Lupin, and so for last month we did like a throwback episode and we talked about the first two. They call it parts, but it's like series.
So we're doing Lupin Part 3.
Yes, Part 3 came out early this month, and now we are reviewing it, and I just can't wait to get into it because it was awesome. All right, let's get into it. Beep, 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 beep. I don't know. That's just the sound effects that's going for the thing.
Oh snap! We are missing a lot of stuff. We didn't even do the sound effects for Blerd.
We went right into the fun, but it's all good.
We roll right in. Okay, but I kind of almost want to start out with my rating.
Oh, I know. Lupin season 3, I really, really enjoyed.
Fire.
I love how they're able to just keep it consistent. Keep it like usually the episodes are short, but they contain a great story in just a few episodes, and it's not like super long. I like that. I'm not gonna lie, that's something that the Europeans do really well when it comes to their TV shows.
I mean, it wasn't super short either. I think they were like 40 minutes.
Yeah.
So but it wasn't not like they were 30-minute.
It wasn't like the Korean ones where the episode could be like an hour plus.
Oh yeah.
Some of the Korean episodes, you love them, like K-dramas, but some of their episodes are like an hour 20 minutes. You just never know. But theirs is like 40 minutes.
Yeah.
Like no more than 45.
It was like dense.
Yeah.
Like there was a lot, like sometimes I would like look down and be like, oh, I'm still on this same episode because there's just like a lot
going on
in there.
But the story was told really well. I love the new way, because Pellegrini was the enemy in the first two parts, and then he got him at the end, and then you're just like, well, what are they gonna do this time? And I like the focal point on something different, and then we got to switch up where it was all about his dad and avenging his dad, the first two parts, and then part 3 was like, oh, my mom is still alive. Finding out what happened to her. I haven't seen her in so long. And, you know, it's interesting that I think the character of Asan, I thought he was cool for, like, because what happened to him, his mom kind of abandoned him, really, and wasn't able to come back and see him. But when he found her again, it was all about still getting her back. He wasn't bitter. He just embraced her still because it was still his mom.
That was awesome.
I really testament to his character.
I kind of wondered, though, but I'm like, well, she was like, I needed to get enough money to get to France. But I'm like, in my head, I was kind of like, why didn't you go with the rest of them? Like, were they not, wasn't that her husband?
They didn't even get into the specifics of it, but for someone like me who has family from immigrants, sometimes it's either you don't have enough money for visas, you don't have enough money to pay off bribes to get stuff done. So it could be that they only approved son and his dad first, and then she was waiting.
Gotcha.
And then she was building up the money for it. Just like maybe they only had enough money for those two. So it could be any number of issues.
Okay.
That happens even now in Nigeria, where it's like, now it's hard, even in Africa, let me just say Africa, where it's kind of hard to, it's common, if you're in a non-European country, it's very common for like family members to come separately, and not have people, like dads and children will come, or the mom will only come, it's something like that, and then the people will join you later.
Okay.
So that's kind of what I thought. Like, to me, I didn't even think about it because I was like, oh yeah, that's what's up, because I know. But if you don't know, it doesn't make sense. It's like, why didn't all three of them go together?
Right.
Yeah. So it's just stipulations of immigration.
Okay.
Yeah, but I just thought it was messed up that she was caught up. And that happens too. You caught up in what's going on in your country and issues, and all that stuff made sense to me.
Yeah. I want to say Ben is a ride or die dude.
I agree.
Because I was so mad at Hassan after Ben took the fall. But I wouldn't have been as mad. I was never quite sure. Did Ben know in the beginning that he was going to be...
Me too. I wasn't sure about that. Because I was like, Ben is his, like... So Hassan is... if you're listening to this, you need to go watch Lupin first. Because it's all spoiled. Otherwise, you're not going to know what we're talking about. So Ben is Hassan's, like, best friend. And he, like, helps him. He's kind of like his... what's the word for them? All the, how you have the superhero, and then you have their sidekick that makes all their costumes and all this kind of stuff.
Yeah, he's like
the layer, the gadgets guy.
Yeah, it's like his gadgets guy.
Yeah,
like, was it Q? Is Bond's person's Q? I can't
Robin,
remember.
maybe, I don't know.
No, but Robin didn't make the stuff though.
That's true. He's Alfred.
What's her name from The Incredibles? Edna.
Edna.
His Edna.
Yeah, where she makes all the gadgets and she makes all the costumes, and that's what Ben just helps Hassan pull off all his stuff. And Lupin, they call it Lupin because Lupin is basically a character from a book. He was a master of disguise, and he pulled off great burglaries and all these feats and was never caught and all that stuff. But what I like was that this series, they really stepped up the game on the his master of disguises and all the different feats he had to pull off, because
his Alex disguise, I was like, dude.
Right. I mean, and then I just never thought he would have to pull off leaving like his own death and getting out of a coffin. That like blew my mind. I think it's still my favorite one of the season. I just like the costumes. I just love when he does the costumes and stuff. And then sometimes he'll roll up as himself, but because of racism, this woman just did not. She's like, "You look like," and he pulled it off, and he was like, he really was himself. And at this
but
point,
look at the color, because these eyes save me.
She's
like, because I've got brown eyes.
He had brown eyes,
and I'm like, it's kind of funny, almost like power of suggestion or things, because it worked on me. Because in my head, I was like, does he not have brown eyes?
Oh my God, yeah. And it made you think like he didn't have brown eyes, but he was just playing off of the fact that white people think all black people look alike. And so he was...
And naive people like me who, I'm black, but I'm just like, I don't pay particular attention.
Me neither. At first I thought he changed his eyes.
And I'm like, does he not have brown? Are his eyes a different color? Are they hazel or something? And he's
Right.
like, oh, I've got brown eyes. And then he was like, and then when the police were interrogating, he's like,
his eyes are brown. It was so funny. And she was like, oh, damn. So he really was just in my face and came as himself. And I just let him have what he needed to get. That part made me laugh like crazy. I was like,
that was funny.
That was funny. He played on the racism. He's like, yeah, they think everybody look alike. But he just gave her a different name and just went about his business. I was like, you dumb girl.
But
anyway.
it's the swagger. Like, he could just go, and sometimes it's just like, it's just the swagger that gets him in there.
Exactly. He has such a swag about him. I mean, he pulled off his Kill Bill moment where he was in the coffin. I mean, he pulled off his own death, and everybody was believing it. Even the wife and the kid, the kid wasn't sure.
Yeah, the kid didn't really.
But his wife was, or I said girlfriend, I guess. I'm not sure if they're married.
Well, they keep saying wife, so I think maybe they were separated, but maybe hadn't gone fully through the divorce or something. Right. And then the newspapers were also saying wife. I think maybe they were separated.
Okay.
But that was always so kind of a question mark throughout, where you kind of wondered.
Right. But he just pulled off so many awesome. Every time they do it, and I'm always amazed every time he does something. The only one that I was didn't work, but I think he made it not work because he had to, for the people who had it, the kidnappers who ended up being people he used to know when he was a kid. Mm-hmm. So he was coming back and trying to get revenge on him by taking his mom. One, I was like, how do you know where his mom was? I was like, how did you know his mom would come to the funeral? That was the only thing I was like, how did they get the information? If he didn't know where his mom was, how did you? You know what I mean?
I think maybe they just took advantage of an opportunity.
Okay.
They went to see if he really was dead, because they're like, if he's not, we may be able to find. And because he knew that he had what's his name? Jean-Luc Keller. Was it Keller?
Keller, yeah.
Because he knew about that, he was like, you know what? This is probably her. So let's just snatch her because I want vengeance.
He had the bald girl. I called her the Dora Milaje. I was like, he had his Dora Milaje come pick mom up.
Did you have a moment where they were doing the flashbacks and he was like, my girl wouldn't betray me? And I'm like, I thought they meant daughter, but apparently they meant girlfriend. I'm like, this age.
The age gap was bad. Right.
This seems super problematic.
The guy, so Jean-Luc was the main villain baddie in this series, and honestly, he's very problematic. One, he was abusing kids and making them that's what those kind of guys do. The ones that have those the spaces where they're they take the kids in that don't have anybody, and they kind of prey on the kids and then abuse them in different ways. And I'm just he used them to. I mean, the kids were savvy. They weren't against burglaring and doing bad stuff, but they weren't really bad kids where they wanted to kill people and all that kind of stuff.
And he was
Asana and his friend were not trying to do that
about it too, because he made it seem like he was helping.
He
them.
was a bully too.
And then when Bruno told Jean-Luc about it looks like they're getting close over there, he was like, no, we don't have this type of thing. We have togetherness. And, in your head, you're like, okay, he's a good dude. He's like, no, we're not going to have dissension in here. But it's like, no, this is all a long play.
Right. Very much indoctrination for the kids. If you got to, if you're going to stay here, you got to go by our rules. And even Assam wasn't down with it from the beginning. Assam was like, yo, this guy he wasn't feeling him from the beginning. You know what I mean? So I like that. That's why I like Assam. Assam is just he's just so cool-headed. Even in the face of danger and problem, he's like, I'm gonna get stuff done. It's all right. Something's gonna happen, or I'm gonna do what I want to do. He don't even care. He lied to his wife's face when they finally came. When they finally found out that he wasn't dead, and then he brought them because the guy was attacking his family. So he brought mom and wife and son to the hideout, and he was they were no more bulgaring, no more Lupin, and he lied to their face. And then the mom came back. He's like, you still gonna do some stuff? He's like, yeah, I'm still gonna do some stuff.
But I was legitimately mad. I mean, I was mad with him about the Ben thing, but then I kind of was halfway not, because I'm like, Ben don't see. I mean,
Ben didn't deserve that.
Ben looked betrayed when the police were hauling him off. But when he was in jail, he didn't snitch, and then he was keeping, his secrets and stuff. So I'm like, maybe Ben knows that his mother's been taken, so he probably had some allowances.
I wonder is it because they dabble in what they do that he was just fine with it. Because to me, I would have been like, somebody like him who's he doesn't seem like he's ever been to jail, but he was just like, oh man, I gotta deal with this. And I was like, you're okay? I was like, you're in jail, right?
See, she's kind of chilling, bruised up.
I could have turned to John Luke. That was like a betrayal.
Right?
And he knew that the dude would, I don't know, I guess their friendship is just beyond
that's
me.
Strong. Yeah, I'm like, that's a strong, because I would have been like, I'm going to tell Eartha.
Yes, I would have been like, I'm going to show my ass off and tell my ass off on you. What do you, I was like, can I get a plea deal to get out? You want that sapphire, you want that bracelet? It's right here. Right. I dropped it at this place. That girl has it.
I'm going to run and tell that to Eartha.
I'm gonna tell everything to avoid jail. Oh Lord,
that was a strong friendship, though. I'm like,
then
that's
Hassan got him like a plate of food, like really good food. I was like, how do you do that? He was like, I know he'll be fine. So just a medium rare steak with some good frites. That's how they say fries. That's enough to assuage your anger. I'll be like, fuck them fries. Get me out of here,
right? But you know what made me super like big mad?
Mm-hmm.
When Jean-Luc was up in Claire and Raoul's apartment, and they were hiding in the closet, I'm like, this is your family. She's your mom too, but you are not looking after them. You know how dangerous he is, and you are not looking after them like you should be.
That was one of the things that was the problem. And so even, like he said, turning himself in, I liked that he did it because I was shocked because I didn't think he was going to do it. But I liked that he did it.
Because I thought he had too much respect for, what's the police officer's name?
Oh my, I think Gardenia,
something.
Gardia. Something,
yeah, whatever the policeman's name. I think he had too much respect.
The policeman that admired him, that he played him in the end. Like he straight played that policeman. I was like, how do you get Lupin in your office and you still get you still become the butt of his joke, but you're the policeman. But you were so happy to don on a disguise and join him. And that's why the female cop was so pissed. And my sister and I had a fight about this. We were fighting about this. She's like, nah, I don't like that. I was like, no. You forget. They are the policemen. They have to do their job. The woman is like, he's over here wanting to join him instead of doing his job. So I understood her the whole time.
Yeah,
my sister was mad at her. But I was like, nah, I'm not mad at her.
No, this is like... That is very understandable. It's like, I'm in this position. My officer's out here undermining me.
Exactly.
Making us look bad.
Exactly. And Lupin is blatantly out here stealing stuff and disguising himself and thwarting the police all sorts of ways. And the funny thing is, with that first heist that he pulled off, I had a feeling that dude that came in that was like one of the policemen, I was like, nah, this is one of his friends. I was like, this, and then it ended up being Bruno. And that's a new character that we found out, one of his new friends. Well, one of his friends from back in the day. And I was like, I knew that dude was there helping him the whole time. Like, I knew it. Another one of the heists that I really liked, or the fact that he pulled off falling from that place and not dying.
Yeah.
That was crazy wild, because I remember I literally jumped and screamed when that happened. That scene happened. And I was like, no, we awake. We gonna watch the next episode. I have to see what happened. Like, is he dead? Because I was like, why would he take a risk on that high, like, he was on the roof of a tall building and he just dropped like that. I was like, It was scary. Do you remember that one?
Yeah, I do. That was...
It was crazy. But
like, every single... It's peak every single time.
Right.
It's just like excellence.
It's such a, like, you can't take your eyes off it, whether it's just following along. And I still recommend watching it in French, even if I know some people have a thing with languages, but I still recommend watching it in French because it's really cool to hear the original language, the original voices. And I enjoyed it in the language, but
I did watch
you can watch it in
French
English
as well.
too. Yeah, right.
Nowadays in my older age, I watch a lot of stuff dubbed because I sometimes don't have the energy to be reading. But I was like, I started watching this in French. I'm going to continue on in French.
Too. I enjoyed it.
I did too.
And I actually learned. I learned that I understood certain things. I also thought it was ironic that his mom ended up being like a master thief as well. I was just like, of course, the master of disguise has a master thief mom. I like the new story. I like the whole going back to his past, but I like that there's a big twist at the end where
I didn't quite understand it. Help me, Bola G.
I watched it twice. I'm not gonna lie. We had to rewatch the scene because I was looking at the words.
I rewound it, but I still didn't quite understand what it meant. What the ending scene meant.
The wording of that stuff was from the books, but it basically means that, Pellegrini knows Well, one, we saw Pellegrini again, so that was like the main clue. So that if he didn't get what the words were saying with that note that he got while he was in jail, because the series ends with Lupin and turning himself in, and he finally gets caught. And he's in jail, and he gets a note, and it's like he's reading it off, and it's basically a passage from the Lupin books, which he knows back to front because that's how he learned his stuff. But it was a threat from Pellegrini to tell him that, oh, I'm still coming after you. And so that's what it really means. So it was a big, so we think that, the story's done. Lupin's in jail. His family's off. Ben is going to take them somewhere. You think the story's over. But basically, they set it up so that if they want to come back with part 4, Pellegrini is about to try and do some more stuff.
See, I was thinking, I misinterpreted it when he said, like, a lack of clarity. I was thinking that he was saying that Hassan had already missed something and he had already inserted himself in some way.
Well, it could be. It was a big threat that you think you're awesome, but it was Pellegrini saying, I'm going to go hard on you now that you won't even know what I'm going to do to you. That's what it is. So it's like the battle started off again with the original enemy, which is Pellegrini, who ended up getting his dad killed for no reason and pinning a crime on him for no reason as well. So I think it's going to be very interesting to go back to the original villain. I can't wait. I really do hope they do another series because at least with Netflix, it's always 4. So I'm looking forward to another series. But I just hope it's going to be as fire. Like, all the costumes, the purple and pink suits were my favorite. Oh, my God. He just looks so fine.
I have to comment.
Okay.
The heist with the where he was like the getaway
driver
with the car wash. Yes. I was like, dude,
I'm telling you, the writers on the show are so fantastic. Like, just to imagine, I don't even know if the Lupin books are real or not. I actually need to look into that. I don't know if they were just made for the series or they really are.
I feel like maybe they are because there was an anime. I've never watched it, but there's an anime called Lupin the Third.
Yeah, there is. Lupin's like a common name though,
and he's like, I feel like he's a thief. So I feel like there must be.
So maybe they really are, and someone just decided to make this series off of the books.
Yeah.
So maybe anybody know? Let us know, please. Right? Send us a message. Be like, yeah, Lupin's like a French book. It really is a series. Okay, cool. Like an old series.
Yeah.
That would be cool. But I'm ready for the rating. What do you want to do?
10, girl.
Oh my gosh. 10 glasses. Exactly.
And I rewatched the first and second parts to refresh myself. And every part rewatching it is just a 10. It just keeps it peak all the way through.
You never know what he's going to do. It always you always think, okay, yeah, but no, it finds another way to surprise you. He gets out of something really crazy every time. Like, that coffin one was like, I still don't know how he did that. Like, even the stealing the jewel in plain sight at the first one. I was like, then I was telling you, I was like, nah, he one of those guys. He's one of those guys. And I was like,
it's so interesting because we as the audience are looking
We're looking for him. Yeah.
But we still don't see him.
Oh my gosh. Because I was like, how is it stolen? And everybody was waiting for it. And the people in France love him. And they were like, he stands for the people. So I love what it represents. It's a fun series. I love my dude. I love the immigrant story, the backstory. Even the actor that plays him as a kid. Like, I swear, I was like, are they related? Because they look similar. You know what I mean? Like, he does a good job of they both keep the character the same. The only thing I would say with the wife this time around, I was like, so you were trying to get your little boot thing on with the coach, not knowing that was your same guy. So she fought for the same guy again. And I was like, is he gonna tell her? Like, she's gonna be mad?
But I think it's funny because what is it? I think it was Ben who was like, just remember, Claire is smarter than you.
And she wasn't. I mean, I felt bad for them because they were really being targeted this season. But I actually like the increase. I felt like they did more this season, and I like the story.
It was like masterful what she did because that could have gone really bad when Jean-Luc was in their apartment. But that was so smart with her calling.
Exactly.
I was like,
how did they get out of this? Even when the door was going, and I was like, get up. I was like, get up now. You got to get out of there.
Right.
Even what she did when his henchman was like following her. And he was about to just snatch her off the street. What she did was really smart then too. I was like, either he was really dumb or he just I don't know. I just don't know how she thought to get out of that situation. Because I was like, calling that Uber real quick. Oh, man. That was savvy fingers. But the series is amazing. It's so much fun.
It is.
We enjoyed it, and I hope you guys do too. Give Omar some
you didn't
love.
give your rating.
I said 10 glasses as well.
Oh, you did? I didn't hear you. My bad.
10
Yes.
glasses. It's a double 10
So,
glasses.
average of 10. Didn't have to do no hard math on this one, y'all.
Oh, no. All right, y'all. So that is our review of Lupin Part 3. I was going to say Part 3, but okay.
You see,
Yeah.
No.
Yeah. Un, deux,
Deux.
trois.
Trois.
I was going to say tres, but trois.
Deux.
Trois.
Trois.
Yeah, actually I said trade, but trade's not right.
Voyager, supermarché.
Right from Flight of Conchords. Trois is the French way to say it, but definitely give it a watch, y'all. Like, watch from the whole thing if you've never heard of it before. Watch from the whole thing. You will enjoy it. It's definitely a binge-worthy show. Watch with your whole family. It's awesome.
They keep it hundy all the way through.
Right. I love a series like that. I love a good mystery, intrigue. Oh, I love it. So watch Lupin, guys, and keep enjoying your fall activities. We'll be back with another episode this month, hopefully. Hopefully. All right, y'all. We're blerding out.
Blerd out.
Bye. Thanks for listening to our podcast. Please subscribe to our show on whatever podcast listening app you use and share the show with other Blerds and non-Blerds, family and friends. And if you like this episode, please subscribe to our email newsletter at blerdtalkbw.ck.page and also rate and review our show on Apple Podcasts.
Intro and outro music is Twilight by Caption. You can find them on SoundCloud, username Caption spelled CAPSHUN. Show notes by Bola Hansen, audio engineering by Whitney Booker.
And don't forget to get social, you guys. You can email us at blerdtalkbw@gmail.com. And our social media handles on Instagram, Twitter, and TikTok is at blerdtalkbw. And our YouTube channel is youtube.com/@blerdtalkbw. And we've got our individual things going on too. You can find the Triple F Queen on Instagram at Triple F Queen B as in boy. And my YouTube channel is youtube.com/@Triple F Queen B.
And you can find me, Whitney, at Luminabi Studios, my company, and the email address is wit@luminabi.com, spelled WHIT, @LUMENABI.com. And you can also find me on Twitter at Luminabi Studios.